Well, it's a good morning. Good morning from a bright and sunny Scotland, and it's an early morning start here. We've got a match where the room is about to go up. It's in another match in the. Excuse me, I'm just out my bed about an hour ago. Um, it's a match between Sakul from Greece and Semipro from England, and it's a one-loss side match in this year's VP4 9-ball Masters tournament. Race to 11, no jump queues, an alternate break, and the room should be going up any second, and it probably is right now. And we will head in. And we will get the cloth set, if we can, to a more agreeable colour. So we're going to have a lag for the break. We're streaming live to Facebook, YouTube and Twitch. Chat and everything should be working. Sakul ended up in the one-loss side with a heavy defeat from Acero on the winner's side. And I have totally forgotten, was it Keith that Semi-Pro was playing? And he lost by a couple of racks, 15-13. So here we go for the lag. But Sakul, in his last match in the one-loss side, as far as I remember, he was behind when I had a quick glimpse at his match. It was well started before I joined, and he was playing Snake Eyes, and the outcome was he won a final rack decider, so that was a very close match. I wish I was able to get it. But Semi-Pro has won the lag. Good morning to anybody, or good evening, depending where you are in the world, because it's very certainly the middle of the night stateside. But as I say, it's a beautiful day here in Scotland. I won't be going out to enjoy it. But this is this is a surprise match, unexpected. Semi-Pro let me know he was arranging his match. Held it up for us for a few minutes to get ready, and you'll have to excuse me. I've got a cup of coffee here trying to get myself awake, so I sound a bit rough. Push out's been played by Semi-Pro. Let's have a quick look, see what we have. Well, as long as he has all his bad luck and still gets through, that's all that matters. I'll be there for your match tomorrow, Stub. And you'll need to excuse me as well, I'm eating a chocolate bar at this time in the morning. That's a good cut. Well, once again, on paper, Semi-Pro should be the favourite, going by the rating level, but there's a lot of factors get involved in this tournament. Sakul's potted the ball as he got the bank. That's a good bank. And this would be a good rack to win straight away. Now, shots like that are never a good sign. He's way too heavy on that. He's left the outward cut. He must have had too much angle to be able to hold good for the 9. I assume that was the case. But then again, why worry when you can pot them like that? So that's a cracking start for Sakul, and it was against the break, and so he has the advantage in rack number 2. And again, I think this was his problem in the match against Acero. He insists on breaking from the far left and right of the table, and I just don't think it's a good idea. And the other problem was he never actually changed his break. He kept with it. See, that's actually turned out to be a good one, but most of the time they end up being heavy breaks, where by that I mean you don't get an awful lot of momentum in the pack, and they don't tend to break that good. That one's a bit of an exception, but most of the time they do not break well when you break from the far left and right side of the table. And as I say, he never thought about changing his break in that game against Acero, and at the end of the day he was well beaten. So Sakul plays the push out. Semi-pro can certainly thin the 1 and try and hide behind the 3, although that 1, if he hits it too thick, may well just pop out. I think he's okay. I don't think there's any major damage done here, although once again he could be in trouble himself if Sakul could just clip off that and nudge the 6 and fall behind the 8, but he's hit it full. That would have been a decent safety, but as it is, Semi-Pro has a chance, but he's got work to do. Look where the 5 ball is on that left rail. But one thing I could see happening here is that Semi-Pro doesn't get good on the 5, but if he can get straightish like that, he can punch the 5 around the table and go for the snooker. But there's a risk of actually potting the 5. Well, he's took the opportunity there to take the breakout, and he's got the 5 in play, but he needs a thin one on this 4. And the 5 is not going past the 6, so now he's got a problem to deal with. Can he get this thin enough to try and cut it back? I think he can. Really thin, cue ball going all over the place. And he's missed it because of that. He had to get it thin, and well, as I say in every match, when your opponent makes that error and you've got a table like this, you've got no excuse for not running out. So it should be just a little run through. Oh dear. And again, I think he's trying to create something there that he didn't really need to. He's trying to get the cue ball out and across for the 9 and trying to pinch an angle that wasn't there, and that's a poor shot and a poor choice of shot. He could easily have just rolled it through with a little bit of help and spin, and the cue ball would have got in a similar position. So that's a rack that he's gifted and one that he should have won, and Semi-Pro won't care. He'll be quite happy if Sakul keeps doing stuff like that, but these are unforced errors that are unforgivable. You've got to put that away. So break back to semi-pro. We're all square, one rack all. Again, anybody who happens to be a late comer or watching for the first time, not that there will be many if any, it's a race to 11. We have no jump cues in this tournament, and it's alternate break. And semi-pro looking to keep it tight. Let's see from that angle. Well, the kick shot is on, but you're going to have to massey around that 9 a wee bit. The easier kick is up and down. I think that's what Sakul's looking at. A chance of knocking it in. Well, I don't know whether there's enough of that one showing for Semi to be able to cut it in. He might be cutting it to the side rail. Yep, just looking to keep it tight. And again, it's an easy kick between that 3 and 5, although he might think he can see enough of it to cut it. No. Either way, it's ended up a decent safety. Still an easy one to kick though. And if semi-pro can get it full in the face, well, he's going the up and down method. I prefer using the top rail and the side rail to try and punch the one up the table. But that hasn't worked out. Again, playing the kick from up and down, you've always got the chance of pushing the one in, but the odds are not great on that shot, but it's given Sakul a chance. Now, can he make up for his last effort? Well, he's played that with a lot of English inside right to check the cue ball square, so it's clear that he's got a fair idea of what he's doing. It's putting it into actual practice that is more important. But he played the right shot there, although it remains to be seen whether he's going to be able to take this out. And this is where I would fear for him if he can't put this rack away. Should be 2-0 up at the moment. And now the important shot. Now he's got to either take his medicine and just roll through. He's going to roll away from the 8, but he's going to leave it reasonably straight, and he needs to gently run this 8 in. He's going to brush the 9 towards the top rail and towards the left corner pocket, so he doesn't want to slam this. I think there's an angle there for him to do that, but you don't slam it, and that has worked out perfect. That's the way to play the shot. So Sakul gets himself back into the lead, and the break again. That one was won against the break, against semi-pro's break, and once again Sakul insists on going from this side. He needs to maybe vary his break, especially if he's going to end up getting dry breaks. You've got to keep varying your break if you're looking to find a shot. That, again, they're broke not too bad. This is going to be opposite to what I've said. Every time he breaks there from now on, he's probably going to smack them open like he has done so far. And he's also got a couple of balls in the break. The 5 and 6 have gone. He's got a very thin cut in the 1, or a bank across table. Oh dear, where's the cue ball? Yeah, just letting it run away. But this time semi-pro with ball in hand and the table at his mercy should be all square. Now a reminder also to anybody who's watching or watches this later on in the day, this is Wednesday morning here. For for this match, and tomorrow morning, that is Thursday, 8 AM UK time, or British Standard Time as we like to call it, British Summer Time, what am I saying? It's actually 3 AM Eastern Standard Time and midnight Pacific Time. We've got a round 4 match coming up between Stubb, Real Poland Power, as he likes to be known, but he's known as Stubb, and he's going to be playing Cobra from the UK, Stubb from the USA, and that match will be streamed live tomorrow morning to the 3 channels. So we are all square. We're into rack number 5. Excuse me, where's the cue ball? Well, Semi-Pro has lost the cue ball, and Sakul has ball in hand. Now, of course, immediately there's an issue, which is that there. We've got the 9 locked up. What ball is that? Is that the 7? Yep, we've got the 7 tied up with the 9. Now, Sakul, I think, is one of these guys who has his camera settings in a particular way where he has to hit, I think, hit the A button before he can play a shot, which means he's sort of studying the table. So that's why a lot of the times there's a delay. It could be his internet connection, but I think it's what I'm thinking it is. He's got his camera settings set differently to the way most people play Virtual Pool 4. That was pushing the boat out. Well, there's no damage done from the point of view that the 7 and the 9 are still locked up, so it gives Semi-Pro a chance, but he's going to have to do some work. Well, welcome to anybody. Feel free to chat as long as it's clean. And we're in week 7 of lockdown, I believe, over here. Right, that's the coffee finish, so my head should clear up in a minute. Well, Semi-Pro's had a look at the potting angle in this 3. It's very thin. He's looking just to, well, he's played the bank, and that's a good shot to keep himself at the table, but he's pretty straight in the 4, so just a roll through it. Now, it's a bit ambitious, but he could take a chance here if he had the angle. I think he's possibly not got enough angle to get enough power in this, but he can pot the 5. He can take a risk of trying to break the 9 and 7, but this is going to be very difficult. There's a chance he'll run into the 6. So he's not risking it. He's trying to get the angle on the 6, and he's left himself way short. Now, again, does he want to take the risk in trying to pot this and break the 7 here? Well, he's going to have to, but if this doesn't work out, it could all backfire on him. Now, that's a wise shot. That is a sensible shot to play. And of course, Sakul now has to play the sensible shot as well. He's got an easy kick in this 6, but he doesn't want to thump this because he could risk breaking out the 7 and the 9. So this is where again common sense comes into play. Well, he's kicked the 6, and that could easily have run up and broke the 9 and 7. And well, if Semi can't get good on this 7, he could possibly get good to put Sakul in trouble and lock him up. And that's going to be his intention. Again, play it sensibly, keep it tight, and make it difficult for your opponent. I don't know whether the 8 ball's in the way here. No, it isn't. He's going to go the short side. Just has to get lucky. Well, the 7 does go. Well, I would get in, practice and stub if I was you. That's my advice. Well, it's a good shot in the 7. He's going to need another one. He's way inside of this 8 ball. Yeah, that is that's leaving yourself just a wee bit too much to do. Although Sakul's got problems as well. A difficult cut down this right hand side. Cue ball going to be coming back across for the 9. And he's given that every chance of going in. He's got the same problem as semi-pro now. This 9 into a blind pocket. But, and it goes. And that's what he has to do. Well, that's what both players have to do when you're playing alternate break. You have to make the most of the chance you get. It's so vital. Well, he's changed to the right side for the break now, so let's see how this works. His break's actually been working not too bad, even though I've been critical of it. Certainly been from the evidence of his last match, it was not a good idea where he was breaking. It wasn't working for him, and he never changed it, and that was a problem. Something doesn't work for you when you're breaking. Try mixing it up. Try something different. Well, that's worked. It couldn't have worked out any more perfect. Look at this table. I mean, he's potted the 7 off the break. He's sitting very nicely in the 1. No reason he shouldn't be on the 2. And if that hadn't hit the 9, he was going past that 2 ball. He's still in reasonable shape. Has to watch the pace in this as well, just to leave the gap between the 4 and 5. Oh, again, he's taking his eye off the ball. And these are unforced errors that you cannot make. Again, when you're leaving a table wide open, it's an invite to your opponent just to take it out and punish you for it, and semi-pro will be more than happy to do that. And as long as Sakul keeps doing that, semi-pro will do this all morning. He's still got to run the table. Job isn't done until that 9 ball disappears. And this is the critical shot. He's got the angle and just doesn't want to overhit this. And well, the stun, we see it time and time again. The stun into these pockets, if they're offline, they're going to hang up. And Sakul at the moment has been reprieved. And now looking at the scoreboard, this is critical that he takes this out for his sake. He's got the 3-2 lead. He's been given the chance, and he quite simply, he has to focus and take this out. There is no excuse. Now this shot here, he has to be confident to play it right. He's got to make sure he has the dig in this cue ball to get it back out for the 9 rather than chickening out. Well, he's certainly had enough dig in it, letting the cue ball run, and he's got a straight in 9, and so now Semi-Pro in this immediate moment is in trouble. He's in trouble because he's now has a gap against him. It's now 4-2. Semi-Pro back with a break in rack number 7, and now it becomes so vital that he gets the ball in the break and he gets a shot. Well, this rack is going to be over pretty quickly. Look where the 9 is, and he just has to play the combo on the 1 onto the 9. He could play the billiard, but he's decided he's not risking that. He's comfortable and confident enough that he's going to run the table. Now he can stun across for the 3, or he can draw back if he wants to go for the run out in full. And now, of course, I say this time and time again, when you've made that decision, you've got to back yourself. You've got to get the job done. Well, he's gone way square on this 5. Now, again, he has the chance of the pot. He could play the billiard, attempt the billiard, but I don't think he wants to be doing that. I think he wants to try and run the table, but he's got a difficult one. And again the mistake has been made, getting out of shape, and it's given Sakul another chance. Well, the angle is there, the angle's good, but again he has to watch this cue ball. He has to make sure it's coming down the right side of this table. Oh, where's it going? Well, he's not going to scratch, I don't think, but he's got a toughie. Again, these are difficult to read, and he's going to run into the 8, and he doesn't really know where the cue ball's going to finish, but that's the least of his problems. He has to put the 6 away first. Yeah, well, at least he's missed it on the right side, pushed it to the side rail, and it's gone safe. And now this is a vital rack for Semi-Pro's chances in this match. Just going to push this along the rail, or is he going all out for the cut? Well, he might get the billiard, but he's left it pretty safe. The bank isn't on, the 7 balls covering that, and this is so difficult to get safe. And right now, with that safety shot that Semi-Pro's played, he's in charge. He's got his opponent in trouble, and it's vital that Semi-Pro stays in this match at this stage. Well, it was all out there for Sakul, and again he's got it safe. Now, is the bank on? Well, there's only half a pocket, and it would be a desperate shot to go for the bank, but he's got cover if he can bank that 6 up the table to the left and use the 7 and 8. Well, he's just going to push it. It's what you would call a negative safety, but it's the one way of guaranteeing that you weren't going to leave anything on. So, you know, again, Semi-Pro is doing the right thing. And once again, Sakul's gone all out for it, and this is awkward. And Semi-Pro's going to have to pull out a good shot if he's going to take charge of what's left in the table here. And this 6 ball is by no means easy. He's hindered a bit by the 8 ball. Yeah, well, again, he did the right thing. He overcut it, and it's gone safe to the rail. Now, is Sakul going to play the reverse bank? This is the all or nothing shot if he goes for it. Doesn't look as if he's lining it up though, is he? Yes, he is. Looks like it to me. And then again he's straightened up again, so I don't know what he's trying here. Well, he is, and he wasn't lined up properly to play the reverse bank on that shot, I'm afraid. And this time he should pay the price for it. Again, it is something where a player's not using his shot clock. Could have took a wee bit more time over that shot. Well, Semi-Pro's left another toughie. I don't know whether he's going to brush into the 8 or just miss it. Yeah, he's just missed it. So, not a great effort at the reverse bank there by Sakul. And Semi-Pro breathes again. And he's going to get it back to within 1, but I think the break goes back to Sakul, does it? Or does it? I've lost track. Yeah, break back with Sakul. Still got that 1 rack lead. He's preferring the right side now. Once again, he's proven me wrong again. The balls are broke pretty nice. Ball in the break. 6 ball gone, but no shot in the 1. Now, this is, well, he's not playing, it doesn't look as if he's playing the push out, just looking to get the kick. Got the 1 to the side rail. The pot's on for Semi-Pro, but there's a lot of work to do with this cue ball if he's going to get anywhere near to play a half decent shot in the 2. He's digging in. Well, I think he's going to surely run for cover here. Yeah, 4 and 7 were always an invite for good cover, and he's played it nicely. Now this time though, Sakul can't get to the kick shot down the left side, and he's probably going to have to try a 2-railer, long rail on the side, and he's got the hit. How's his luck? Well, that spin and the cue ball bringing it back into play, and Semi-Pro once again has a chance now to square the match. The 4 ball is the problem, guarded by that 7 ball. Now I don't know whether he can actually dig in enough on this 3 ball to draw across to the left rail over by the 8 ball to leave a shot in the 4. Oh dear, it's gone wrong. Oh, disaster. Well, that's the only place you don't want to be, trying to draw onto the rail on the other side of the 8, the near side towards the 4, and he's played the kick and he's well off the mark there, but now the ball is in Sakul's court, as they say in tennis. But can he take the advantage? With ball in hand, again we've got this delay. He's made his choice, just needs to roll through, and this is the important one, getting on the 7. Now he can draw and spin a little off that long rail on the right hand side and get up the table, at least give him a good sight of the 7 ball. That needs to travel. He's short by a foot, and again it's not ramming the advantage home when you have that chance. And so the touch isn't all that great for Sakul there with that shot. Surely can't be trying to bank the nines in the way. Well, that was over ambitious. A really tough cut to pick out, and well, it's another good chance for semi-pro. Well, now he might choose to just roll this in and leave a long cut, or he could get the cue ball moving. If he's going to get the cue ball moving, he needs to watch the pace, and that looks pretty good to me. He's found a good touch there, and he should be all square. But once again, it's these little errors in position there by Sakul that had cost him a good chance to keep the gap. And now semi-pro, with a little bit of assistance, has got the match back all square at 4 racks all, and he's also got the break, so he can relax a bit now and maybe settle a bit more, because you know, he's got himself out of shape once or twice, and he might be able to settle down. Well, no joy in the break. Sakul can play the punch on the 1, lock the cue ball behind the 2, or he can try and play the combo on the 8. But once again, it's just a rush shot. Yeah, it's a rush shot there. That again, it always worries me when a player gets to the table and doesn't really pay a great deal of attention to what they're about, and with that shot there, he just rushed it in desperation to try and play a combo, when he could have played the kill shot and just locked semi behind that 2 ball. And this is where using your head in situations can create trouble for your opponent, and when you don't do that, you just play a rash shot like that, you're just giving the open invite to a player who you had trailed, or you had him trailing by 2 racks, and you've basically let him back into the match, and it's not good form. And again, sometimes these players are not familiar with playing in a lot of sort of bigger tournaments like this. They don't necessarily handle it that well when it comes to the thinking process of what you're about, what you've got to do, and the percentage shots that you should be playing and you don't. Semi-pro, out of shape. He can go all out for the bank and run the cue ball to try and get up for that 4. Well, it's very much now taking shape that it's not necessarily the mistakes that semi-pro's going to make. It's whether Sakul's going to be good enough and confident enough to make chances and take them. And he's frittered away a few already, which is always worrying. But we've got a long way to go. Anything can happen. Well, this match is already 40 minutes old. And well, there's other matches in the one-loss side have been going a lot quicker than this. Oh dear. Semi-pros again found the only place you don't want to set the cue ball. Locked behind the 8. Again, not a too difficult kick. The 9 is very adjacent though, and whoever gets the chance is going to have to play the 5-7 combo, and he's hit the 9. So here we go again. Sakul with ball in hand, and the immediate thing he has to consider here is leaving the angle on the 4. He can roll the 1 in. Sorry, I thought that was the 1. He can roll the 4 in and get out and try and get shape. He could have done with going another few inches to the right. Now he's not lined up good on this 5-7, and this is where it could all go wrong straight away. And he's managed to pick the combo. Now, if he plays this draw shot and gets into it too much, he could scratch in the right middle. He has to be careful. He's played it gentle, and well, this isn't great for getting on the 8. This is tough. Oh dear, I think that 9 ball has done him a huge favour there. That little brush in the 9. Okay, he's got nothing simple. He's got the cut along the rail, and he needs a wee bit of help in English here to make sure that cue ball goes left off that top rail, thereby avoiding the scratch. And he's got the 8, and he's pretty straight on the 9, and it's well, this is a vital rack for Sakul's cause, because he had to make up for what he's done in the last couple of racks, and in it goes. So he's regained the lead, and he leads by 5 racks to 4, and again it's a stolen rack off Semi-Pro's break. Sakul back over to the right. Well, it's been working as far as the break goes so far, contrary to what I've been saying with these extreme right and left breaks. And another ball in the break, and how is he for shape on the next shot? Well, he ain't too bad. He's got the thin cut in the 1, all the balls wide open. Well, the last rack was vital. This is even more vital, on his own break with a 1 rack lead. Is that going to get there? Yes it is, but look where he's done with the cue ball. Well, he could easily just push that 2 to the top rail by the 9 ball. That would be the safety shot. I don't know, from what I've seen so far, that Sakul's, well, he's going the other way. He's going to have to get this to the rail. Well, that's really, really poor. Not the shot I would have played. And again, choice of shot, and so it looks as if he's struggling for ideas where to put the safety. And having done the hard work, got the lead again, he's staring down the barrel in this rack from just poor choice and poor execution of a shot. And maybe the nerves are playing a big part for Sakul, but that was not a good sign there. Oh dear. Well, Semi-Pro isn't going to take the advantage at this point. I think he was on the 6. Yeah, he got himself on the 6, but overcut the 5. Well, this is going to hurt Semi-Pro if Sakul can somehow get a shot in this 6. Well, he ain't going to. He's lashed at it, trying to get the momentum into the cue ball, and he scratched off the 9. And surely this time Semi-Pro is going to screw his head back on and take this out to square the match back up. And don't forget, in Sakul's last match, when I saw a little tiny bit of it, he was behind against Snake Eyes, and in the end he won a final rack decider. So Sakul has had his nerves tested in his last match, and he's going to get them tested now, because it's odds on we're going to be back all square. 5 racks all, and only a race to 11, remember. Well, there's a lot of racks that have gone a begging here for both players, but more so for Sakul. He could still be in the lead by a couple of racks at this stage, had he actually got his act together. Semi-pro breaks off in rack number 11, no joy, and Sakul has a shot in the 1, but once again we've got problems. The 2 balls in an awkward place, the 3 ball is in behind the 6. Table's not great in a couple of places. So again, with this shot here, you take your medicine, you pot the 1, and then you look to play a decent safety if he can't get the potting angle in this too. Well, I don't think he can, so he wants to be playing a decent safety here, and that will do. So it seems to be that Sakul comes to his senses for a couple of shots, and then he sort of loses the plot with poorly executed attempted safeties that we've seen. So we'll see if he improves. Well, Semi's got the hit, and he's just got to the rail. No alarm bells ringing at the moment here for Semi in this rack because of where the 3 ball is, and the shot that Sakul has at the moment. In goes the 2. He's going to have some sort of shot on the 3. What does it look like from his end? Well, he could play the billiard. There's a very good likelihood of that 4 going in off the 7 if he plays the billiard. But is he going to look at it, take his time and set himself up to play it? Because that would be the shot if he just wants to simply keep himself at the table. The billiard looks a lot simpler, and yeah, he's tried to cut the 3 onto the 4. Once again, not the shot I would have played. You've opened your chances. Your percentage has risen dramatically where that 7 ball is. If he'd played the billiard, there's like an 80% chance of that ball going in if he'd played the billiard I suggested. But Semi-pro knocks in the 3. Going to have to run the cue ball, but there's a good path between the 6 and 9 to finish top left hand side, and he's not risking it. Well, sometimes you've got to risk it, and Semi-pro this time, is he going to be proved right? Is that going to be the right shot? Because he had a good path. I don't know whether I presume the 4 potted. Maybe I didn't look at it, so I can't be critical there, but if he had the angle, which he did, and he had a path to get to the 5, it might have been worth having a go, because this is another one where Sakul's got a chance. Let's have a look at that 7. Well, the 7 will go if you're round about here. Anywhere else, and it's going to be nigh on impossible to pot it. You'd have to finish right on the rail. Well, he could use the 7 here and take a risk. He can hit the 6 off the 7 and get it into play. This is probably the shot that's worth taking a risk on. Use the 7, it makes the pocket bigger, and you get the 7 hopefully into play, and you're hopefully going to be on it. This is the time you have to take a risk. Well, he's quite happy to just try and drop it in. Has he got enough on it? This is really feather light touch. Well, there's a decent angle there. He just needs to clip it. And it goes. Well, if Sakul can just drop the 8 in, he's going to be back into the lead, and this is going to hurt Semi. So the pressure is back on in this seesaw match so far. The errors have been made by both sides, and I suppose that's why both sides are still in the match, because it could have went heavily towards Sakul had he taken the chances he had. And there's been the odd error crept in from Semi-Pro that's cost him. Sakul with the break in rack number 12. 6 ball goes in. He has a shot in the 1. The 8 ball has gone in. And if he can control the cue ball, he should have a shot down the right rail in this 2 ball as well. Well, how many critical racks are we going to get? Sakul with a 1 rack lead again at the table. All the balls are there. Can he find position for this 2 ball? Yes, he has. That's good pace. And if it nudges the 5 out of the way, he'll have a half decent shot. Maybe not though. I think he's going to be hindered. Let's have a look from this side. Yeah, this is tough. Now, this is where you use the W key to step back and then look under the shaft of the cue to line it up to the 2 ball. Something that probably a lot of players don't do. See, Sakul just looks straight down the cue, and that's why he's pushed the 2 to the rail. He might have got away with it though. I don't think there's any shot on here for Semi. He's looking to try and kick this 2 in, but he's going to have to find the line, and the problem with the line is it's off that first diamond. He can't get to it because of the 7 ball. Well, Sakul is going to have to just get to the point of that pocket there on the left side to try and kick the 2. Oh, there's a bonus. He's missed it, but he's left it safe, and I don't think Semi can see enough of this to clip it. Going to have to kick and hope. Now, the winner of this match doesn't know who his next opponent's going to be, because other matches have to be played first, so they will have a little bit of a delay before the next match it will be available for them. I'm sure they'll be glad of that. Semi-Pro plays the kick. He's left a cut on the 2, and Sakul's going to have to work out something to get on the 3. Well, that's one way of doing it, if it holds up, and he's lying perfect just to roll the 3 into this bottom corner. Once again, table at his mercy, and he's got the 1 rack lead, and this is vital. This is an easy table, and he has to take it out to put the pressure on. It's all about building that pressure on your opponent, forcing them to try and make things happen, and hopefully to get them to make the mistakes. And this is the vital one, and easy to kill the cue ball. Just drop back an inch or 2 for the 7. Well, he's left it a bit squarer, and we've seen that this is going to test him. Has to be gentle, doesn't want the cue ball to run away here. And he's dropped it in nicely, and it's going to be, well, provided he doesn't make an almighty error, it's going to be the 2 rack lead again. So with the help of Sakul, Semi had got himself back into the match, and Sakul's now taking his chances at the right time, it has to be said, and he's now leading 7-5. Break goes back to Semi, And Semi would have loved to have bought a ball in the break there, but no joy. Sakul has the 1-3 combo, not lined up by no means. Let's have a quick look at that. Well, that's not pretty to look at, I'm afraid. Now, who's that? I don't remember that name. Good morning, whoever you are. Welcome. This is the one lost side match. Oh, I've forgotten again. Yep, you want to change your name at some point. I can't remember people at this time in the morning. Yeah, this is a one lost side match between Sakul and Semipro. And, well, it's been a bit error. Well, we're going to say error strewn. Mistakes have been made, shall we say. One or two poor shot choices and poorly executed choices by Sakul, but with the aid of some errors by Semipro, Sakul's managed to get himself back into the lead. Well, this is where you have to then step up a gear. Obviously, Semipro is not a regular 9-ball player, I'll say that in his favour. He's relatively new to 9-ball and Virtual Pool 4, but he's got a lot of experience, knows his way around the table, knows the shots, but it's a whole different ball game when you have to produce it at a specific time, and right now is the time he has to step it up. He's going to have to take charge if he's going to get himself in a position to try and take this match out. So he's going all out for the bank, but he's getting no joy. You need that little bit of running, and he's not getting the running. Played a perfectly good bank, plenty of space to have a shot in that 5, and he's found himself behind the 8-ball. It's not a difficult kick. Well, he's missed a kick. Now again, with that shot there, I think he just got frustrated and annoyed at where he finished. That's where you've got to screw the head on and take that little bit longer to count to 10, calm down, be aware that you're still in the match, you've not lost anything yet, you've still got work to do. And he had a little bit of a blast at that, possibly to try and just cat the edge of the 5 to knock the 5 in, and it's given Sakul a golden opportunity here to stretch his lead. But at the moment, it proves never take any player lightly, especially in a tournament like this. Not that I'm saying that Semi's doing that, but what I'm saying in general is, if you look at the points on paper, you would say Semi-Pro's the favourite. Well, you've got to take in all the equations. It's alternate break, there's no jump cues, and if you don't get that little bit of running like Semi didn't there, it gives your opponent a chance. But Sakul has thrown it away once again, and Semipro breathes a big sigh of relief, I can assure you, in this rack, and he's got it back to within 1. And the break goes back to Sakul though, and that's the frustrating thing about alternate break. You're trying to get a rhythm and you can never really find a rhythm in alternate break. But it's another test of your ability to be able to handle that situation. Well, look at where the 9-ball is. The 9-ball is in the dangerous territory, and look at where the 2 is. But it's going to be a quick 1-9 attempt here by Sakul, and this is not easy because he's off straight, and it's not easy to pick the line. but he certainly wants to move that 9 ball. Well, at least he's done that, but again the fatal mistake, he's just let the cue ball run. He had no control in the cue ball and he's just let it run loose and he's scratched. Well, now, how many times have I said a vital rack? This is vital for semi-pro. He's got back within 1, he's been given ball in hand, and he's got a chance, but not an easy chance. Look at where that 3 ball is. I think he's going to have to leave the awkward cut down the rail from where he is in the 2. No problem getting on the 4, but this is a critical shot here in this rack, or at least one of them. If you can hug the rail, and it's tried to squirt away. Yeah, that's there's a couple of this is the thing about tournament play. When it comes to tournament play over longer matches, you're going to be found out. I don't care what your rating is. You can build up a rating in a challenge room, no problem, but when it comes to producing the goods and proving your worth, you're going to get found out every time in a tournament where your weaknesses are. And sakul certainly has made a couple of glaring errors, poorly executed shots, but this is why the game is such a learning process for everybody. Whether he plays in real life or he has played in real life, I don't know, but you can always bring what you do know to this game, and likewise in reverse, you can take what you learn from this game into real life. But there are elements of his game that are falling short of the required level that you need to progress in this tournament, and semi-pro there has got it all square, and this time he's got a break. I mean, how many's gone there? 4 have gone off the break. He's left himself really tough on this 6. I mean, this is tight. Well, it's not when you look at it. He's got a little gap, but he's got to get the right side of this 7, and that looks pretty good. That, if he doesn't get hampered by the 9, is as good as he could expect, but he has to be careful. This cue ball's going to want to squirt away. Well, finally Semi's break has worked big time, but oh dear, he's chickened out there a bit. He's left himself short. And Semi feeling the pressure now, with a chance to go into the lead, I think for the first time in the match really. And he's overcut it, and that is fatal. That is a fatal error. Did all the hard work, 4 balls in the break, and just chickened out on that 8 ball, trying to be too gentle and underhit it. And that's why you don't want to go on the short side cutting 9 balls to win a rack. And that's a gift for sakul. Well, semi-pro, now he needs to keep his head. He just needs to forget about it and get on with it. It's really annoying and frustrating when you do that, but you have to just forget about it. You're in a match and you have to go on with the next rack, and if you do that and keep your head about you, you're still in with a shout. Sakul breaking in rack number 16, and no joy. And the 9 ball again in a dangerous position, albeit not exactly over the pocket, but it's there or thereabouts. So your safety is important, that you don't do anything silly and send any object. Well, he's tried to billiard the 9 in, took the risk, and he's left a shot for sakul. And this table, well, if it was any other player of a higher level, I'd be saying they'd be taking this out. Well, I was critical of his break when he played against Acero, because his break was not working the whole match, and that's why he lost 15-4. And he's still doing the same break, either left or right, but it's actually been working for him this time, and that's what it's like. It's, you know, each day's different. But I don't like breaking from the far left and right. Most players don't either, but because I just feel you get heavy breaks where the balls don't want to open very good. But it's been working, I'll say that for him. It's been working so far this morning. Now he's in control at the table. It's at his mercy. Can he take it out? Well, he's played a nice shot there. I mean, that weight was perfect to drop on the 3. Now, what does he do to get on the 4 though? Because he's pretty straight. Well, he's got to just roll through, roll up the table high enough and leave that 5 into the right middle. Now, I keep harking back to his last match. I don't know how it actually finished in terms of who was playing the best play and who was holding a nerve, but he played against Snake Eyes. He was behind when I saw him playing them, and in the end he won a final rack decider 11-10. So maybe Sakul can prove us all wrong. Maybe he starts to sort of tighten things up and really focus when it gets tight. Well, it couldn't be any tighter than this. He's got an 8-7 lead. He's been given the chance to run the table. Well, this is going to be the important one. Can he get anywhere good on this 8 ball? He's got an angle to draw across off this 7. Has to control it, and he's played it perfect. A nice firm stun using the angle gets the job done, and can't afford to do anything silly at 8-7. Well, once again, if the pressure wasn't already on, it's now stacked on the shoulders of Semi-Pro, and that's a good run out for Sakul under pressure. Maybe he is going to hold himself together. Like I say, that last match, however it actually worked out, it may well work in his favour big time to have come through a nervous final rack decider. So Semi-Pro has broke off, got no joy. Sakul's got no shot, but well, he should be playing the push out here. He shouldn't be playing to kick this, because you just don't know what's going to happen, and he's taking a big risk doing that. And now he'll find himself in trouble unless Semi can play a combo here. I don't think he can, but it's just opened up an easy safety for Semi-Pro, and this is where he's making wrong choices a shot here. Sakul, he's made 2 or 3 of them, and that was another one. The push out was a shot to play, and not taking a risk like trying to kick it. And now Semi-Pro has a wide open table, but that 1 ball's deep in the pocket. It needs to keep travelling. Well, it's finished tough, but this is pressure. 3 ball goes past the 5, no problem. It doesn't go past the 4, so he's looking to come up the left hand side. Well, I know it sounds crazy, but does Sakul know how to choose a push out? Maybe that could be the problem. Some players don't, and they don't want to ask how you choose it either, a lot of them. Oh, it's another tough 4 ball for Semi-Pro, and he has to step up to the plate now. He's running out of racks, and he's overcut that big time. Has he got cover? No, he hasn't. Sakul can actually use the 8 ball as a guide, just to draw that slightly offline on the 4 to drop behind the 5. Yeah, the save zoom's very handy for putting you back into the same position you were, and that's another thing players don't know about. The vast majority of virtual pool players don't know about it, because it always gives you a base to work with when you reset your zoom each time after you've played a shot. And sakul getting out of shape on the 5, and it's a second bite at the cherry for semi-pro, and this is a must. This is a must. Oh, did you suggest it, Larry? I never knew that. You kept that quiet. Well, a lot of players, the first mistake they make when they're remapping keys is not remapping the replay button. My replay button is always on my back key, the one above the enter button on your keyboard. If I put it there, it's well out of the way, and I'm not going to accidentally hit the replay button when I'm messing about with my fingers, you know, where the S button is. Well, there's another mistake by semi-pro, and this one is going to hurt if sakul can take this out. He needs to have a look at the cut angle in that 8. Oh, cue ball's running too far, and he's in the worst possible position here. And semi-pro has a lifeline. Well, this is just I don't know what he does here. It's a good bank. He's going to have to line it slightly, I think. It's a good bank, and maybe a possible double bank. I'd be giving it every chance to go in. I'd be playing for the double. Well, he's played it sweet. Where's the cue ball? Oh, what a bank to pull out. And, well, in the blink of an eye, sakul is on the hill, and semi-pro is in dire straits here. And that miss on the 8 by semi, well, that's maybe another nail in his coffin. sakul persisting with the break, although he's moved back over to the left. But he's, I'll say that for him, he's consistent as far as his break goes. He doesn't change it other than move left and right, but he's always just 2 inches off the rail. Well, once again, they've broken pretty damn good. Every break he's done's broke pretty good this morning, where the other day it was absolutely not working at all. Although it hasn't worked as far as a ball in a break goes. But that's not important. What is important now is semi-pro holding himself together and producing the goods under pressure. And he won't get any more under pressure than where he is right now. He's right behind the 8 ball. It's no miss 9 ball. He's on the hill, or his opponent is, and he just cannot afford an error. Has to take it out. And I'm not giving semi-pro anything here. Anything can happen, and anything can happen here. He's going to have to do a bit of work, and that's a good one. And he's got more work to do. He's maybe get too much angle to roll through on this 7, and the 7 of course is blocked by the 8, so this is trouble. Yeah, well, he's hung up the 6, and that wasn't planned because he was trying to leave the combo, and he's been reprieved, but it's an easy up and down kick bank on that right side, just somewhere maybe either on that right hand diamond up top, and he's got a wee bit margin of error here on this shot. It's somewhere up there. The commentator's instinct says it's sort of maybe there. Yeah, And how's his luck? Well, it's going to have to be another bank. And can sakul take this out? It's another good bank here, this 7 ball. Well, it's all or nothing. Well, he's missed it, and Semi-Pro has yet another lifeline. And I think he thought it was all over when sakul kicked in sorry, kicked in that 6. Oh, this is a tester. This is a big time test where that cue ball is. So this to stay in the match. And in it goes. And Semi-Pro lives again. And he has the break. Well, he got 4 balls in the break last time, I think. Or certainly not too long ago. Well, this time he's got a ball in the break, 5 ball into the middle, 7 into the opposite middle, and a shot in the 1. And already the problem ball is that one, and getting to it off the 2. Oh, he's left himself too square. He's going to have to dig into the cue ball and get the spin working here. He doesn't want to be leaving a high cut. He's got to take the risk. And well, I don't know whether he thought he'd enough to actually just put a wee bit of draw and help and spin on that. He's ended up nowhere, and he's looking for the long grass up the top end. And that's a good safety. And it's a good safety as well, because the line is nowhere on the left hand side. The 8 ball's blocking that. How does it look from this end? It's not great from this end either. He can maybe get to it with a little bit. Well, he's trying to go before the pocket. He needs to get a wee bit of spin on that. So I didn't like that. I didn't think that was the line. I thought the line was somewhere there with maybe a wee bit of help on right hand side to get round to the 3. We'll never know. But it's now given Semi-Pro ball in hand. And exactly the same. Deja vu, no miss, 9 ball. Good angle to get up to the 4. Oh, what's going on here? Oh dear. Well, that is poor. It's poor because he had this huge area to get into, to get on that 4 ball, and he knows it. And that could be a fatal error. He knows how bad that shot was. And he's gone for the bank. And it ain't going to get there, but how's the cover? I don't think he's got it either. And of course, the only other lifeline is where the 8 ball is. That 8 ball is going to have to be a bank if sakul can get on the 6. And this is again where you have to think straight. You have to take your medicine, do the first 2 objectives, pot the 4 and the 6. Well, he's chipped to 8, and now he's finished nowhere in the 6. Took a big risk, and well, I have to say again, even though the 6 is up the table, the 6 is still a very good bank or double bank, and he has to go for it. Up and down left hand side. Just hit it to there, or just on the diamond, and if it doesn't go in, there's a chance if he gets the line wrong, he'll get the double bank. He looks as if he's lining up a cut. Oh, unlucky. He went all out for the cut. Finished not great in the 8, but it's yet another. This is his third lifeline for semi-pro. And a little soft draw. A little dig in and a soft draw. And that'll do. It gives him the shot in the 9. Well, this to get back in to within 1. Well, you've got to play the odds. You have to play the odds. I mean, natural instinct kicks in. Even for me, who isn't a regular 9-ball player, you've got to give the odds on the bank or the double bank where that 6-ball was, because you're trying to win a match. And he took the more difficult shot. I'll grant him that. And any other day it could have gone in. But you've got to try and increase your odds at this stage in the match. But it doesn't matter, as long as he forgets about that. He's still in the lead, he's still in the hill, and he's got the break. And has he got a shot? Well, he's got a shot of some sorts here. An awkward cut in the 1, and he has to run the cue ball here. He's got to hopefully miss traffic and get up and down the table for that 2-ball into the middle, and I don't know whether he's going to get there. He's way short. I think he can feather that. He can feather that, scrape the paint off the 2, and it'll cut in. I think it will go. Well, again, I don't think he spent very much time looking at that shot. Instances like that are where you can win and lose a match and just sort of lose the place. Did he actually look at that at all? Yeah, the 6 was got to be the attempted bank. So there's been 4 or 5 shot choices by Sakul that are costing him. Semi-pro trying the reverse bank. He's got away with it. And maybe semi-pro's luck is going to turn big time at the right time. He has to be still thinking positive. He should be still thinking he's got more ability than his opponent. You know, everything's in his favour, but when you then add into the equation the pressure of the position in the match, well, there it is. The mistake's been made by Sakul, and well, any other day we're going all the way, folks. We're going to a final rack decider. And semi-pro, again, set yourself up, take your time, use your shot clock, and don't do anything numpty-ish. Welcome everybody that's joined the stream, by the way, and hopefully you can join us tomorrow morning at a similar time, 8 o'clock British summer time, 3 AM Eastern Standard Time, and midnight Pacific, because we'll have the round 4 match between Stubb, Real Poland Power, that is Stubb as I call him, who's going to be playing Cobra from England, and that will be 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and I'll be here for that. I can guarantee you that. And meanwhile, semi-pro, well, he's going to have to work the cue ball, and he's going to have to force this in or play the draw and go for the long run on the 7 into that top right. And he's played the sensible shot, and although he's got more angle on this 7 than he wants, he can just gently roll it in and still hold the cue ball and leave the cut in the 9, and that's fine. So we're going to sudden death, final rack decider. Who's got the break? Well, semi-pro couldn't have anything more in his favour. He's got the break. He's been staring down the barrel for the last 3 racks, and he's now got the table at his command with his break, looking for a ball and looking for a shot. Well, he's got the first part of it. The 9 ball's gone in. He's sitting plumb on the 1 ball. The 9 gets respotted, and this match should be over. It's going to be a 2-3 combo. He doesn't need to do anything with the cue ball right now. Just a gentle 2-3 combo to follow. Well, was that the right shot? I don't think it was. I don't know what's going through Semi-Pro's head there. He could have rolled the 1 in surely and left the combo. A gentle combo in the 2-3. The 3 had to go in, and now he's got himself up shit creek here. He's lining up the 2-7 combo. Well, if he wants to do things, he's certainly choosing to do it the hard way. Oh dear, is he going to live to regret that shot? I think he's had a sudden rush of blood to the head. And he's played the combo. And he's on the 2. Well, he's making it difficult for himself. He's got another difficult one now, because he's going to have to find position off this 3 tight in the pocket. Always the most difficult shots to judge. And look where the 4 is. This is not over yet. This is not over yet, folks. Because if he plays the normal shot, you'd come over to the left by the middle pocket, but he's going to be blocked out by the 9. So whatever he does do, he's going to leave something awkward here. And he's managed to get the nice brush off the 5, and he has a shot. Oh, he's going too square, and this is bedhead territory again. This is out of line. No choice of the shot he's going to play. He could play a bank, mind you, but it's all out for the cut, and this is all or nothing. And he's got it sweet. Where's the cue ball going? He's okay, I think. Oh dear, his heart must have jumped into his mouth there. And a gentle roll in. Just gentle roll in. He's going to leave the higher cut in the 3, but that's all he has. Well, this could do Semi-Pro a big favour for the rest of this tournament, because he's come through the mire, and he's climbed out the other side, and he wins the final rack decider against Sakul. And this match could have been so much different had Sakul played some better shots than he did, and those cost him. And he had the 3 rack lead, and Semi-Pro has come good in the end. And it's a tough victory, but as I say, you make the most of it. You got yourself out of jail, you're still in the tournament, and you live to fight another day. And I think that could really help him in the rest of the tournament. So as I say, he doesn't know who he's going to play yet. There's a couple of matches still to get played, and he'll have a few days to get his head screwed back on, get a coffee, calm down, and get ready for his next match. So a quick reminder before we go, folks. First of all, thanks for joining. That match was about 90 minutes long. It's gone all the way. Be here tomorrow morning at 8 AM British summer time, 3 AM Eastern Standard Time, midnight Pacific, and we'll be here for the round 4 match between Stubb and Cobra from England, Stubb from the USA, and I will be there, I can guarantee you that. So until then, take care, stay safe, keep your distance, and we'll see you again soon, and thanks for joining.